Hello, this is me, Tim from Tim and Jordan on Wrestling, back again with another video. This time we are doing Stacked from WCPW, the second live event that they've done, and yeah, I'm very excited to be reviewing it. Of course, Eric Bischoff was the guest GM for the night, and yeah, let's get on with the show. It was on a Saturday for some reason, but hey, who cares? It was at the earlier time of 7 PM British time, and I was excited to watch it, so let's get to it. So our first segment of the night was our first match of the night, and it was Moose versus Joe Coffey in a big match. This match was alright. It was kind of a bit awkward starting off. I mean, it really didn't get its footing, to be honest, throughout the tag match, and it didn't really get into second gear, to be honest. It was just two big men going at it. This is why Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg doesn't work. Anyways, but what can I say? It was an alright. Moose isn't the greatest seller of all time. He doesn't sell very well, to be honest, at all. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this is not actually a picture of the match. This is actually Big Damo and Rampage, but apparently there's no pictures of Moose and your man on the internet. So I just had to go with this. Joe Coffey, very big fan of his entrance, was very good actually. In the match though, he performed pretty well. He was the better of the two wrestlers. He hit some clotheslines and a giant dive actually, which was quite impressive. And he won the match by a giant clothesline, to be honest. He used a chair obviously to his advantage. He pretty well done actually, and yeah, he won the match. Big props to him. And in the future, we'll obviously be seeing him doing a lot of stuff. But again, I say this again, Joe Coffey, one of my favorite wrestlers. From here, obviously, let's see if he gets back on track and maybe earns another shot at the WCPW title. Because remember last time when he lost, due to circumstances. But yeah, this could be a good way to insert himself back into that main card and just again trying to reinforce that idea that he's a very good wrestler. Yes, I like it. Yeah, pretty good actually. But he didn't win. No, Moose did. I just botched that, didn't I? No, Moose won the match. Ended up doing that. So, yeah, it was pretty disappointing. Moose won. And it would have clothesline. I mean, it wasn't his best performance, but, you could tell he was strong. You could tell he's big and strong. Yeah, unfortunate for Joe Coffey, but he put on a good show. So, what can you do? Our next segment, sorry for the really poor picture there, was when Kenny McIntosh introduces Eric Bischoff. And he's here actually, obviously as a guest GM, to no avail, because we already knew he was coming, from weeks of announcements of Eric Bischoff coming to WCPW. I didn't know exactly how it was going to go. Was he going to act, in favour of Blampier, or was he going to act in favour of Pacitti? Anyways, he said he's glad to be here, and Adam Blampier arrives. So you're assuming, he's gonna make tracks and align with, or Blampier, and talk about him. He says Blampier is the potential to become the next champion, and he introduces Adam Pacitti as Bischoff's new protege, to this big surprise of Blampier. Blampier is acting out like mad. He's freaking out and doesn't know what's happening. Bischoff calls Blampier a clutter and tells him to get out now. Blampier is escorted, in inverted commas, out by the guards, and yeah, he's out. Funny here because, Blampier always expected that, a guy like Eric Bischoff would respect him and think, you're going to be well, actually, he did say, you're probably coming the next me, and you would have thought they would like each other, but apparently not. Apparently they hate each other because of that. That's funny, though, to be honest. So Pacitti is pretty smug with this, and they set up their first match, or the second match of the night. Pete Dunne is added to the match against El Ligero and EC3. And that will be our second match of the night. But this was a good segment. I think it was pretty funny, to be honest. This Blampier is great at comedy, so again, it's just fun to watch. And again, face Eric Bischoff, a bit weird, but hey, we'll go with it. Anyways, our next match was El Ligero versus EC3 versus Pete Dunne. This was a fun match. Yeah, I think it was pretty good. I think all wrestlers looked pretty good. And El Ligero, hit a senton over the top rope when Pete Dunne and EC3 the moment of the match. Um, El Ligero very underrated in company, but again, he's just a great worker, to be honest. And yeah, he always seems to like. No one really hypes him up too much, but he always puts on great affairs, and he's always just a reliable in-ring wrestler. So again, I was happy to see EC3 here. He's just kind of a nice name to have in the fold. But yeah, I didn't think he was exactly great in this match, but he was alright. As the match went on, El Ligero hit a springboard enziguri and into a springboard DDT on Pete Dunne. El Ligero then hit the C4L to beat EC3, if you know what that is. Or sorry, he beat Pete Dunne and got the pin on him. You know what the C4L is? It's basically just like a springboard DDT type thing. Or whatever, I don't know. And yeah, El Ligero won the match. EC3 congratulated him. EC3 looked a bit strong because, of course, he wasn't pinned. Nice to have it as a triple threat rather than a two-way because, again, EC3 looks strong, El Ligero looks strong. It's not a big deal. So, yeah, I think it was fine booking. And, honestly, this could be EC3's only match in WCPW. Kind of a disappointment, to be honest, but yeah, it wasn't great. I'm just gonna put it out there. It wasn't exactly a masterpiece to behold. Our next match was, let's see here, Doug Williams versus Drew Galloway. Drew Galloway again making his debut. He's formerly known as Drew McIntyre, and yeah, this match was alright. Again, another alright match, to be honest. It was good to see the two wrestlers, getting a chance like this. Again, Drew Galloway is a big star, so I mean, he's always gonna be welcomed with open arms. He's kind of an interesting wrestler because he's been on and off, having quite great success in TNA and great success in WWE. But again, he sort of has like ups and downs and peaks and valleys. And again, working against the likes of Doug Williams, it's going to be an alright match. So Galloway hits a big superplex followed by the Future Shock DDT and wins the match. Pretty good for him. Again, I'm happy to see him get the success. I wouldn't be expecting him to stay much too longer. Just like EC3, he has a lot on his plate already, so I don't know if he's gonna stick around for a couple more weeks. Possibly till the end of September, we don't know. Again, I can't really confirm anything, but if he is staying around, I would be happy to see him, just working tag team matches, working singles matches, promoting other wrestlers. Would be cool to see. Again, just like Sandow, just like what Aaron Stevens did, he kind of just worked in ring and kind of made Big Damo look big and strong, and also some great promos as well. So, yeah, again, he's a formidable opponent, and I think he's going to be a really good wrestler. He's a good wrestler, but yeah, again, not like an amazing match again, but I enjoyed it. Just before we get to the next match, I must comment on some backstage moments. Jack the Jobber earlier on fails to hit on the announcer, and that was pretty embarrassing, to be honest. Then our backstage interviewer, I should say, I can't remember what her name is, but yeah, it'll come back to me. Blampier is obviously thrown out of the arena, as well with the other members of Prospect. He literally is thrown out of the doors and doesn't get back in. Yeah, okay. Prospect are waiting outside. James R. Kennedy is there, and he's like, "What the frick?" And yeah, it's pretty embarrassing, to be honest, for Prospect. And yeah, pretty funny at the same time, entertaining. Yeah. Our next match is Will Ospreay versus Marty Scurll, the villain Marty Scurll. Very, very good match. This was the best match of the night. Again, a lot of people predicted that. It really did live up to expectations. It was I'll probably rate this as like a 4 of my favourite matches. Again, I would still say that Will Ospreay is pretty much featured in 3 out of my 4 favourite matches so far. Again, my favourite match being possibly that failed 4-way at Build a Destroy. Or was that no, that was the WCPW loaded after Build a Destroy. What a great match that was. And yeah, I don't know, Will Ospreay is just such a good wrestler. You can't even ever denounce the guy, because he, again, as the commentator said, he always has highlights upon highlights in his matches, and it's unbelievable. So in this one, he hit a cheeky Nando's, and which is just like a kick on their face while they're on the ring post. Cheeky Nando's, however you say that. Skrull hits the graduator on him to close fall. Then a springboard enziguri by Ospreay, followed by a Michinoku driver. So again, Ospreay kind of dominated the ongoings early on. Later on, Ospreay begins to go into kick mode, hitting lots of kicks, and a Spanish fly to followed by Ospreay. He's a flying shooting sharp press, and then Ospreay, and then a mid-air chicken wing by Skrull, which was a nice reversal. It's sort of like the Codebreaker, but it looked like Codebreaker, but then turned into a chicken wing, which is really cool. I like to see that. I like to see that creativity in the ring. Then a flying Oscutter for the win by Will Ospreay. Great high point to end the match. That's how I like matches ending. I don't like just some weird finish. It really does. Like the last 5 minutes of the match is definitely most important in my opinion. So this is obviously ranked highly for me because again, a great last 5 minutes. If you remember the last 5 minutes being good, it doesn't matter if the other 10 minutes were crap. Even though the other 10 minutes of this match were pretty good, it makes the match feel good. So yeah, it was a great finish, and I enjoyed this. Will Ospreay gets the win, and again, love the damn guy. Gotta say it again. Don't make him the next Noam Dar. Don't get rid of him, please. I mean, don't get rid of him. They never do that, but don't let him go. Yeah, you know what I mean. Noam Dar, please stay along from the wrong one. Will Ospreay. Again, he's probably gonna be gone pretty soon because he's in such high demand around the circuits and possibly WWE. I don't know. But if he continues to work at this rate, he's always gonna have excellent matches. So yeah. I don't care if he's working with, again, Martin Kirby, great match, or anybody else really. He puts on a great match, unless you're like, I don't know, The Big Show or something. I don't know. No offense. And our next match on the card is a pretty big cluster of a match. It was Martin Kirby and some other lad, I don't know. Martin Kirby, and Trevor Banks, or something like that. Not Sasha Banks, someone else, versus Slater, and soon to be announced as Prince Amin comes out saying that he basically attacked Slater, and that Gabriel Kidd, will be following in his footsteps and wrestling with Slater in a match. But it ended up being a pretty big cluster of match, to be honest. Yeah, it was a fun match. Lots of high-flying moments. Well, not lots of high-flying moments, but lots of, tag team antics, not being tagged in sort of thing. And again, a little bit cheating there. So, to be honest, the better team won because they weren't cheating as much. I don't know. What ended up happening is Martin Kirby basically gets rid of his tag team partner after getting a nice kick on Banks on Slater, and then gets the pin for himself. So he basically just goes F you to his opponent and then wins the match. Actually, speaking of, a lot of people actually did the Flip the Bird tonight on the show, which is pretty funny. I think Adam Pacitti did it to Blampier, Nixon Newell did it to B. Priestley, B. Priestley to Nixon Newell, vice versa, and also Marty Skrull did it to the crowd as well, so that was funny. And I think in this match, Kirby did it. So I think about 4 people tonight did this, or even 5, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, a lot of attitude error for WWE stuff. You know what I'm saying? Ha ha ha. Our next match of the night was Adam Pacitti presenting the Women's Championship, which they built up as being this great old championship. Pull out the thing, and just like on SummerSlam, when Seth Rollins took on Finn Balor, it was the fucking Universal Championship red on the normal WCPW design. Yeah, in fairness, it's probably different design because it's probably smaller, I don't know. But still, it looks it's the same old same. In its defense, it does look better than Universal Championship. I mean, most things do. It's still, why? Why is it like this? So yeah, I don't know, a bit of late in title design, but hey, it didn't really take away from the match. The match was very good. Priestley hits an AA on the ring apron. Nixon Newell with a, what is this? A body press plus a curb stomp on the chair to win by countout. My God, I would say this is a pretty good match, and it was, to be, in its fairness, it had great potential. The stuff before, the chair antics were pretty good. Yeah, I think that the chair kind of hindered the match because it made it slow down a bit, and it was kind of like, it kind of grinded to a halt at a certain point. If the match was a bit longer, and if they used the chair a bit more creatively instead of just whacking around the place, it was creative in fairness. But yeah, I don't know. The chair antics was pretty, yeah, it was alright. Yeah, the match could have gone a bit longer, but I guess time restraints, whatever. But yeah, in fairness, it was a pretty decent match. It's great to see two women wrestlers who actually have a great storyline. I'm looking at you, Raw. In fairness, come on, defend me here. No, I'm joking. Sasha Banks and Charlotte have a great storyline, but regardless, yeah, it was a good match and one of the best of the night, actually. Surprisingly, not surprisingly, but again, the match standard was not the highest it's been. I mean, it was not as good as Built to, I can say that. Our next match, it was Prospect. I'm sorry, not Prospect. What am I saying? I don't know what's going on. Grado versus Rampage in a match, and it was a good match. This was one of my favourite matches, probably my second or third favourite match of the night. Probably my second after the Osprey match. A really good match, fun match as well. Chop City by Grado early on. Grado cutter. And also we saw Primate with a distraction from Susie, and then elbowing Grado to win the match by TKO. So that was the finish of the match. Yeah, again, obviously very expected by Primate. If you didn't think Primate was going to go win going into this, then you're silly for thinking that. What did I say? Rampage? I meant Primate, sorry. But yeah, Primate, big old beast of a match. He does have a bit of a problem though, because Primate is one of those wrestlers that dominates on a sort of mid-card aspect. Like, he dominates against the lesser wrestlers, but when it comes to main event, he's not good enough to be in a main event. But he's not bad enough to be mid-carder. He's sort of in between. He's kind of, yeah. And Grado is just really entertaining. Great crowd response for Grado. And he's just so entertaining because, all of his moves are really iconic. And kind of crazy to see him do all this stuff. Because you don't really expect it sometimes with that sort of body. He gets high-flying sometimes, actually. Really entertaining. And he's just fun. He's fun, full stop in the ring. So, yeah, really entertaining match, and fun times to be had. Yeah, Grado is one of my most favourite entertainers. Yeah, favourite, characters, I would say. Grado's up there. Yeah, he's pretty entertaining, I don't know. I just like that charisma about him, to be honest. And now, it's your main event. And in the ring, we see Damo, big old Damo. He takes the mic, and before the match starts, he says, "Oh, you're all not good enough to wrestle against me." He says that they're all losers and they all can't beat him. And of course, we get the entrances from Joe Connors, Rampage, and Year One, Your Man, the only Joe Hendry, with a new entrance actually from Sonic, so that was good. Always impressive and really hilarious to see him do that stuff. Very funny. I like it a lot. And Joseph Connors is Tails, which is really funny. It was pretty funny. So we get into this match really early on. Hendry with a fall-away slam out of the ring. Very big strength from him because he actually lifts up Big Damo, which is crazy. Big Damo really dominating most of the affairs in this match, with suplexes, punches of everybody outside the ring. The others did try to team up against him because, of course, it doesn't matter who you pin in this match, so maybe they were just trying to clear Big Damo out and then wrestle amongst themselves to try and get the win. But it didn't quite work in their favour because Big Damo was just too big, too dastardly against them, and he sort of got everyone else out early on. Big Damo, very big Damo, and Connors is, actually wrestling here. Double suplex by Damo on Hendry and Connors. Big Damo grabs the steel chair, clearing house. Rampage with a suplex on the ramp. Get it? Rampage on Big Damo, which basically nullifies them for the rest of the match because they're outside for the death, for the Crows, basically. And Joseph Connors turns on Joe Hendry in this moment of the night. Again, you could say this is like what happened on Raw with the whole thing with Triple H. This kind of mirrors it in some ways. Pretty entertaining, to be honest. And in it, Joseph Connors hits a DDT and chair shot on Joe Hendry. Gets the win. 1, 2, 3. Heel turn complete. Joseph Connors is your new WCPW World Heavyweight Champion. What a way to end the night. Right, so that was stacked. Very enjoyable little pay-per-view. Here we go. And it was 2 hours and 45 minutes, which is quite long, to be honest. I think this is definitely not as good as Built to Destroy. Built to Destroy just had a bit of a higher standard to it. And also it was shorter and it was more, concise. I would rather this pay-per-view be a bit shorter, to be honest. It suffers from some of the problems that SummerSlam had. Again, there wasn't much filler on the card, but if I would probably not have, some of the matches just drag on for a bit more. And I probably would have given more time to that women's match and taken away time from, say, the tag team match, something like that, because, again, a lot of it was just, all over the place, really. The entire storyline with Prospect and Blampier, that didn't really go anywhere, so I can't really say anything about that. But I can say that they're going to be back with a vengeance, of course, because they have to. And Pacitti is, again, he's going to get something coming to him. So, again, Pacitti, nice. Blampier, nice. And the wrestler is nice. So, again, nice time. My favourite match of the night would go to definitely Will Ospreay versus Murray Skrull. They put on a great match, a lovely match, and it was just beautiful to watch in the ring. And worst match of the night, I would probably say it goes to, let's see here, not the main event. The main event was alright. I'll probably say Doug Williams versus Drew Galloway, because it was just a bit of a disappointment. We kind of expected more from it, to be honest. Andrew Galloway, kind of like an underwhelming debut here on the card. So I mean, it's like, really, that's what you had to put up with. Best moment of the night is the main event, of course. Joseph Connors turning heel. No one expected this. I don't care who you are. In this manner, on this big stage, it makes sense, of course, because Joseph Connors was always being pressured. But he's such a good actor that you didn't realize that in the first place. He always kind of was trying to. He was always blending in there and always like saying to Joe Hendry, reassuring that he was all right. But in the end, you know what? All of these entrances, all of these things where Joe Hendry was basically winding him up, it really drove Connors over the edge, and he had to act in some way. And it just came down to this, really. I would have expected maybe Hendry to win.
Did you say hello to Dad?
Pretty. Sorry about the interruption there. Best moment, of course, crazy moment there. And what else am I going to do? Best wrestler of the night, Will Ospreay, hands down. And it was overall pretty good show. I would say that, again, the improvements I would make pretty much. And also the matches, the quality was just a bit lower. To be honest, sometimes it was just the pace was too slow, or maybe it never really got into gear. And even the crowd was like, it felt like a bit more. They didn't feel as into it, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, it left me a bit underwhelmed, but the ending was good. It was good enough to make me like the show and then appreciate it and entertained. So again, I would say, if I had to rate it out of 10, if you gave me, like, say, rate this out of 10, whatever, probably give it a 7.5 out of 10, to be honest. And, Built to Destroy would probably be like a 9 or an 8.5. So a 9, in my opinion. So again, it does dip down a bit. But that's not to discount it being a good show, to be honest. I still think it's a strong show. It's WCPW. showcasing all of its wrestlers, and to be honest, that's all you need. It was fun and unexpected at times, and just really hard working show. So thank you guys for watching this. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment below. Do you can to support this channel. I think we're at 10 subscribers at the moment, so thank you all for that support. You can also leave one of your requests for a video you want me to review, like a wrestling show or whatever, in the comments below. But remember, I'll only do one because, again, busy schedule and all this. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment below. See you all next time. Bye.